So we got a Demon vs. Demon battle report today. Here's my 1850 list. I have the two Mauler Fiends are just Soul Grinders, both mark a Nurgle and both with Phlegm. I have the Great Unclean One, who's also my Warlord. He has Instant Death for the Warlord trait. He has a 3+ armor save and rerollable invulnerable saves. And then his 3 psychic powers are Life Leech, Enfeeble, and Iron Arm. In front of him I have 4 Beasts of Nurgle, and then 10 Plague Bearers. Over here I have the D-Thirster, and he has, I haven't rolled his gifts yet, but the Blood Slaughterer, 2 units of 4 Blood Crushers, and then the Bloodletters. And then I'll show you the opponent's Demon Force.
Alright, Demon on Demon, 1850. I'm trying out a Monster Mash list for the first time here. I've got Tzeentch and Nurgle, starting with a Great Unclean One as my Warlord. His powers, 2 Nurgle Demon Princes, Plague Bearers, Horrors. My Lord of Change actually got really good gifts in +1 Wounded Will Not Die, 4-up Feel No Pain. I gave him a staff for +2 strength. So I went with a lot of shooting powers just so he can stay up in the air. He's got his focus, also Infernal Gateway and Tzeentch's Firestorm. 10 Demonettes with Alluress and Ethereal Blade, and then a Tzeentch Demon Prince. I got a good round of gifts for these monsters. The Tzeentch Demon Prince got the 1 Exalted gift, which is a Portaglyph. All of them otherwise got 2 greater gifts and a lesser. So a bunch of flails for the Nurgle guys, a whole bunch of 4-up Feel No Pain, and other good defensive gifts as the graders tend to give. So 1850, and see how it goes.
So here's the battlefield. The game is the Scouring. We have 1 objective there, 1 objective there, 1 here, 1 here, up here in the building, then down here beside the runes. Right now, the demons on this side of the field with the unit of Blood Crushers, Bloodletters, 2 Soul Grinders, the Great Unclean One there, some Beasts of Nurgle up on the 2nd floor, Blood Slaughterer, Bloodthirster, and Plague Bearers. Right now, I'm going first. But my opponent here, with the 2 Demon Princes, the Pink Horrors, the Tzeentch Demon Prince, the Lord of Change, and the Great Unclean One, and 10 Plague Bearers, has a chance to seize the initiative. So we'll roll it up and see what he gets. And it happens! So there, we'll be back with Demons, turn 1.
Alright, Nurgle and Tzeentch seize, and the Plague Bearers shuffled into the ruins a bit. Decent objective. Lord of Change flew up. The Great Unclean One moved up. The Portaglyph hit, spawning 1 Demonette. And that Demon Prince took off. Flying, flying, flying. Alright, a quick Psychic Phase wrap-up. Not much happened. There was a perils, he hurt himself, but he's invisible. Each of these cavalry units is wounded, and that's about all that happened.
The only shooting attack for the Demon player was the Demon Prince to 1 Blood Crusher, and it was a Hellfire Gaze, so just killed him outright. Okay, so movement phase, slowly moved over with the Plague Bearers. The Blood Slaughterer and the Bloodthirster just jumped up around the building here. Soul Grinders just kind of changed direction over there. The Beast came down into the little forest there. Great Unclean One moved over to try and counter these Demon Princes. Bloodletters just moved up. Blood Crushers into the runes. Blood Crushers into the runes. And we'll be back with the Psychic phase. Also, we have 4 points on that one. 2 points there. 2 points there. And 3 points here. So that was end of Demons turn 1 shooting phase. And best Warp Storm table ever. Demon Prince over here took 4 wounds on the Warp Storm table. Then got smacked down to the ground, took another wound, and died. I just ran up with Bloodletters, shot with both the Soul Grinders into the flying Demon Princes, but did nothing. So Psychic phase was also a dud. I got stopped on everything. So we'll be back into Demons turn 2.
Okay. Turn 2, my 10 Demonettes failed to arrive from Deep Strike. My Great Unclean One went slow and backed up away from the Blood Slaughterer. The Lord of Change vector struck over the Plague Bearers, killing 1. The Demon Prince flew vector striking the Bloodletters. Nothing. This Demon Prince also flew to behind the stump, vector strike and kill on the Bloodletters. Demonette moved up. 2 new Demonettes were spawned out of the Portaglyph. Alright, combining the Demon's Psychic phase, Warp Storm table, and Shooting phase, Lord of Change zapped some Plague Bearers. Did the Demonettes. There was a fair amount of blast for the Warp Storm table, but nothing much came of it, and this Soul Grinder is immobilized with 1 hull point.
So, turn 2, move the Blood Slaughterer up here to try and maybe get a charge off on the Great Unclean One. Bloodthirster jumped up into the exact center of the board. Plague Bearers has shuffled over. Soul Grinder is going to try and get some Skyfire shots off on that Demon Prince. Bloodletters came over to attack the Nurglings that were summoned in the Demon Psychic phase. And these guys are both coming over to try and cover this big 4-point objective. Blood Crushers moved up to hopefully start wrecking some stuff in the back line there. Get back in Psychic and Shooting phase. So, end of Demon turn 2. Psychic phase, I was shut down again. Shooting phase, nothing happened. Warp Storm table, nothing happened. Combat phase, Bloodletters charged into the Nurglings, killed a bunch. The rest died from instability. Blood Crushers came in here, charged the lone Demonette, killed it, got to consolidate into the back lines there. And that was all that happened for turn 2. We'll go on to Demons turn 3.
Alright, we got Zeech Nurgle turn 3. The Lord of Change just went to gliding, jumped behind the Plague Bearers. Demon Prince flew, kept flying and went over the building. Great Unclean One moved through cover through the ruins. My 10 Demonettes arrived. They deep struck and hit nicely there. Horrors shuffled. 2 Demonettes pulled up from the wall, and the Portaglyph spawned 6 more. Awesome, awesome. Demon Prince flew around. Little vector strike coming up. Alright, reviewing the entire 3rd turn for the Demons. Oh, maybe did I do? Oh, I did the movement. Okay, no assaults. Some minimal shooting. Mostly all the summoning I was hoping for was shut down or failed. So a pretty uneventful turn. Running away with the horrors, moving up, and a good run roll, wrapping around with the demonettes.
You did some of the plague bears.
Oh, sorry. I did some of the plague bears. Several died. The dangerous train. Arrival. Okay, demon turn 3, recalling the big plan. Right, attack the blood slaughterers so it can't charge you. Great and clean one, but I don't have armor bane or iron arm, so this is going to be a bit of a slugfest. No wounds this turn.
So my turn 3, Bloodthirster came from the center of the board over here to try and counter the Lord of Change. Soul Grinder kind of stayed place. This one's immobilized. Bloodletters ran up onto the objective. Blood Crushers came over here. Beast of Nurgle came up here. And Blood Slaughterers still in combat. And I'll get back at the Psychic Phase. Psychic Phase, I finally got a spell off. I got Iron Arm off. And Shooting Phase, I killed 2 Plague Bears from the Soul Grinder right there. Warps from table was nothing happened. So I'll do a quick assault here. So in the assault phase over here, 1 glancing hit was done to the Blood Slaughterer. Over here, the Beasts and Nurgles wiped out most of the Demonettes. There's still 2 remaining there in combat. Blood Crushers wiped out every single horror and then got a bit of a consolidation. All the way over here, the Soul Grinder killed 2 Plague Bears and nothing done in return. And we'll go on to Demons turn 4.
Okay, Zeech, Nurgle, Dean, wrap up. Movement phase, turn 4. The Lord of Change went back to flyer mode, Vector Struck. Up here, the Demon Prince, Vector Struck the Bloodthirster, and kept flying over here. Portaglyph did not produce anything, got some bad moves recovers over here. The Demon Prince changed flight mode and went back towards the corner. That's a quick one. Okay, wrapping up turn 4. As everything was pretty quick. Psychic Phase, Endurance on the Great Unclean One. Not much else. Some
2 Demonettes died.
Some poor things. Yeah, and then on to the Assault Phase. 2 Demonettes died. The Beast consolidated and nothing happened over here. Remembering a little Summon Plague Bearer fight, but they died. Soul Grinder consolidated too.
So turn 4, Demons. Just moved up the Plague Bears to cover the objective a bit. Jumped the Bloodthirster into a more central location again. Soul Grinders kind of stay put where he is. Hopefully shoot that Lord of Change out of the sky. The Great Unclean One and the Bloodletters made a move towards this Demon Prince. Blood Crushers going for the Demonettes. Blood Crushers going for the Plague Bears. And I'll do a Psychic Shooting Phase and get back. So end of turn 4. Blood Crushers came over here. There's only 1 wound done total to the Plague Bears, and 2, and then 1 back to the Blood Crusher, and then they end up sticking in the instability test. Over here, between all the Beasts in Nurgle, the Great Unclean and the Blood Slaughterer, not a single wound or hull point was done to anybody there. Over here, Bloodletters came in, charged the Demon Prince, did amazing with their hits and wounds, and ended up killing it with like 5 failed saves. Over here, Blood Crushers came in, killed like 6 Demonettes, got a bit of a consolidate, and that is it for turn 4. Going on to turn 5.
Alright, Zeech and Nurgle, turn 5. Quick movement phase. The Demon Prince changed flight mode, went into cover. The Lord of Change kept flying. No use, Vector Striking, Armor 13. Alright, Zeech and Nurgle, turn 5. most of the thing. The Great Unclean One got endurance off on the Demon Prince. The Lord of Change did an awesome huge flickering fire and wiped out the Bloodletters. Through combat, a Beast of Nurgle died, and the Great Unclean One has 2 wounds. And the Plague Bearers, though they passed their instability check, they did do 1 wound to take off a Blood Crusher.
So, turn 5 movement phase. Bloodthirster moved over to try and kill the Demon Prince that just came down. Soul Grinder moved up just to get onto this objective here. Great Unclean One moved over to this objective just in case there is a turn 6. Blood Crusher stayed still. Didn't want to take any dangerous terrain tests, and I'll just try and finish off that troop choice of Demonettes there. And we'll do a Psychic, Shooting, and Assault phase wrap up. A very bad turn 5 here. So, Psychic phase, I got Iron Arm off. Shooting, did nothing. Warped from table, everyone has +1 invulnerable save this turn. And Great Unclean One killed 3 Beasts of Nurgle with instant death kills. Over here, killed 2 Plague Bears, but they passed an instability test. Over here, the Bloodthirster charged the Demon Prince. The Demon Prince attacked first, did 3 wounds. I did nothing in return, and then failed an instability test with double 6s. Just horrible. Hadn't killed a single thing all game. Over here, the Blood Crushers finished up with the Demonettes, and I'm just hovering this objective a bit. Great Unclean One just slowly making his way towards there, and we are going for a turn 6.
Okay, Zeech and Nurgle turn 6. The only movement was Demon Prince jumped over the Blood Crushers to pull them off the objective, maybe attack them from the rear, get them out of here. The Portaglyph spawned 5 Demonettes. Good through cover disembark of 6, and they're ready to go wrap around and get some objective. And the Lord of Change, actually I forgot in the opening, with the Impossible Robe, drops to the ground to interfere and contest the big 4 objective over on the side. Otherwise, it's getting pretty close. Alright, Zeech Nurgle turn 6. Whole turn. Combat here was a wash. Combat here was a wash. Even though, what do we got? We've got +1 invul saves for everyone on the board, all the demons from the Warpstorm table. The Blood Crushers here were enfeebled, but passed all invuls to not get instant killed by the Demon Prince who took a wound. But they were pulled off the objective, and the Demonettes are now holding it. The Lord of Change got right in the way within 3. He's now got a Impossible Robe, 2 up, rerolling ones. Turn 6. Corn.
So that's end of turn 6 and end of the game. The Nurgle and Khorne Demon Alliance ended up beating the Tzeentch and Nurgle Demon Alliance. Came down to the Great Unclean One, fought the Space Turkey here in turn 6, and got 1 instant death wound through. So that was enough to win the game. The Demon Prince killed the Blood Crushers back there, and still a push everywhere else. But the Demons getting that objective there, and this one here with the Soul Grinder, plus First Blood was enough to win it for them.